guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is going to be on some very amazing eyeliners from Kaleidos makeup and on an eyeshadow palette which I have recently purchased from the brand. These eyeliners are something very unique, really loving them recently. So I wanted to share my thoughts on them. So if you guys are interested to find out, please do continue watching. Okay, let's get started. I am super excited to do this video. I have got this collection quite some time back. I ordered it the day or the night it launched, and I have had it since I would say a month and a half, I think. And I wanted to swatch all of the eyeliners on my eyes and I was dreading it. So it took a lot of time for me to actually sit down and film this video, but I did it. I took out time and I have swatched all of the eyeliners on my eyes, so I will show them to you. But before I go on to the eyeliners, I want to mention this palette. So this collection which I'm talking about is I think it's called Night of Creation collection, where they launched these multichromatic duochromatic eyeliners and they launched two palettes. So I got one of the palettes. This is the palette which I got, Flowing Haze palette. Now Kaleidos makeup, if you guys don't know, it's an indie brand and they are based in Shanghai. They ship worldwide and they have one of the best eyeshadow formulation. I have few of their palettes. I have their mini palettes, the 5-pan ones. I have some of their normal regular sized palettes which are 15 shade palettes. They are just amazing. So their Black Friday sale is going on. If you want to try out this brand, then if you want to get any of the eyeliners, then this is the perfect time to get, and then do check out some of the palettes also they have. So this is the palette which I purchased. This is a Flowing Haze palette. This is actually a quad. It's a small 4-pan quad. And look at the packaging of this palette. It's like a faux velvet kind of a packaging, and the color is just so beautiful. Look at that engraving on there. What this it says Kaleidos, and it's just super beautiful packaging. Usually all of their Kaleidos makeup, they have great packaging. I love packaging of all of the products which I have purchased so far, and they usually have boxes for sale as well. I have even purchased their boxes. They are so beautiful. So this palette or the quad is one of the two quads they have launched. The other one is a little bit more smoky, neutrally. This one has a bit of a purple tone in it, so I went for this one because this is the kind of shades I go for. So in the mini tutorial which I started off this video with, I have used this palette. So there are 4 shades in this palette. There are 3 mattes and there is a duochromatic or like a multichromatic shade. It's a bronzy purple chromatic color. It's just a beautiful shade. These kind of shades are very popular these days and they look amazing on the eyes. Now it may look like a purple, but in certain lightings it looks like a bronzy gold. It's just amazing. I'll definitely give you some close-ups of the palette here. The quality is just great. The mattes, Kaleidos mattes, they are amazing. They're one of the best mattes I have used. Even the colorful mattes are just so beautiful. I have done some videos on Kaleidos palettes which I have. I will definitely leave them in the description box so that you can check them out. I just love these palettes. These are like one of my favorite indie brands out there, and whenever they launch anything new, I am always intrigued. Thankfully this palette also is great. The mattes are great. There are 3 neutrally mattes. So this one is more like a deep purpley brown shade. Very nice, like an eggplant purple deep shade, very pigmented. And then there are 2 mid-tone and a deeper brown beige kind of a color. They have a movie tone to them as well. So very pretty mattes. You can use just the mattes to create a matte look or use this multichromatic shade which is just so amazing. Just swatching that multichromatic. Super nice, very pigmented. They do multichromes and duochromes very well. In fact, they were one of the first brands which I tried multichromes or duochromes from, and they were just great. So I'll just quickly show you the swatches of all the shades of the palette right here. Very pigmented, very smooth. You cannot go wrong with this palette, and it's a great palette. Lovely packaging, and the value of the palette is also, I think, it's quite value for money considering the color palette. It's a very user friendly color palette. You will be able to use this many times, so it's quite a value for money palette. Quality is great, so I am loving this palette. Will highly recommend. Another palette which I got with my order, other than the eyeliners and the flowing haze palette from the Night of Creation collection, I got this palette also. This is from their older collection, and this collection, I forget what was it called, but I purchased this palette. This packaging is also so beautiful. Just want to quickly show you. This is called the Cold Brew palette. Just so pretty. Look at that lace design, and it's just amazing. It's just so beautiful and luxe, this packaging. And these are the shades in here. Very your everyday friendly palette. I'll just give you close-ups here. So more towards the mid-tone, cool tone side, with some browns and some beige brown shades, just for everyday, and a very nice shimmery, metallic, sparkly, silvery mauve kind of a color. It just looks so nice on the eyes. I just wanted colors like this. In fact, I think I have done a video with this one where I've used this palette, so I'll leave that video in the description box if you want to check out the kind of look I have created with this one. Now let's move on to the eyeliners. So these are called the Kaleidos Makeup Melt On Eyeliners, if I'm not wrong. Let me just see. Yes, Kaleidos Epiphany Glow Melt On Eyeliners. They are just beautiful eyeliners. I have seen nothing like this from any other brand, and I hope there are other brands who get into this multichromatic eyeliners. In fact, quite some time back, probably 2-3 years back, when I was seriously thinking about launching a makeup brand in the future, the first thing which I thought I would launch is multichromatic eyeliners. These are very versatile, and I felt like people who are scared of multichromes can use multichrome eyeliners just to get a feel of the product. So yeah, this is like, when I saw that this is being launched, I totally grabbed it. I wanted to see how they have done it, so I have bought all the shades which they have purchased. This is available as a bundle for, I think, 106 Singapore dollars, if I'm not wrong. All the 6 shades of the multichrome eyeliners. So I'll go through all the shades one by one, and I'll show you how they will look on my eyes. So this is how the packaging looks like. The packaging is quite similar for all the eyeliners, only this back packaging, the color of it is different for some of the eyeliner shades, but the feel of it is quite similar. This is how the eyeliner looks like. So it's not really a very thin packaging, it's quite substantial, it's quite thick. Last video, I think I showed you the Danessa Myricks multichrome eyeliners. I think these are the only 2 brands which I know do these kind of eyeliners. You can see in comparison, the Danessa Myricks one, which is this one, is quite slim, and this one is quite thick, and to be very honest, I prefer this one, which is quite thick. This is quite a thinner pencil, and there is always a chance of this one breaking on me, so you have to be really extra careful with this one. There is also a chance of this one breaking, but still it's a little bit thicker than the Danessa Myricks one, and it's a regular eyeliner point, which is not too thin, it's on the thicker side. Okay, the texture of it is very creamy, but I would like to say it's not too creamy. It's not on the gel liner side, it's not too creamy, not too stiff, somewhere in between. It's very comfortable, glides very easily. I have shown you in the tutorial part also. I have applied one of the eyeliners, it went on very nice. Opacity is very good. One swipe you will get a very nice pigmentation, and the shift in colors is very apparent in at least the 5 of the eyeliners which I have shown you. The only eyeliner which I feel is not like too shifty or too multichromatic is the one which I am wearing, but this also is like my favorite one, and I feel this is going to be very popular. It's a very nice, like a royal blue purple kind of a shade, which I think everyone loves. especially on brown skin also, I think this looks amazing. So we'll go to the shades one by one. I have the first shade right here, which is called Tourmaline, which is one of my favorite shades in here. And this was one shade which I was really interested in purchasing because of the tones of the shade. This has green, bronze, a little shade of gold and pink. It's very multichromatic. You can really see the multichrome effect on the eyes. The shift is very real. It's very apparent. You can see green, bronze, pink shift to it, and it's a very wearable shade. It doesn't look too stark. If you just apply some brown smoky eye and use this eyeliner on it, I think it is going to look amazing. So definitely love this one. Tourmaline is one of my favorite, and I will highly recommend this shade. The next shade which I have is Night of Creation. The packaging of this one is a little bit different. It has like a purpley tone to it. This shade is of course named after the collection. The collection is also called Night of Creation. So it's more like a purpley toned multichrome shade. This one is more of a purple, light pink, royal blue, violet kind of a shift. This is a lot more wearable than the first one I showed you. I think most people will not be scared to wear this color because the multichromatic effect on this one is not very dramatic or stark. It's very subtle, but it's there. So it moves from a deep purple to like a light purple and light pink and a deep blue. So it's very interesting shift, but it's not too stark, too contrasting. Today also I am wearing this in the lower lash line. I think this is one of the most wearable, colorful, multichromatic shades which you can purchase. And if you know my love for purples, this I would say is my favorite in the collection. I just wish that this had a little bit more flip, probably like a deeper pink flip or a more green flip. That would have been great. In the future I would expect a color like that. Before we move on to the next shade, let me just give you a little bit more information. So in this eyeliners, you get 0.2 grams of product or 0.07 ounce. Okay, I think from the looks of it, whatever amount we are getting, it's quite substantial. I think you get about this much of a product. So I think it will last quite a long time, especially these are multichrome shades. So you won't be using them too often. So I think the product quantity is pretty substantial. These are totally cruelty free and vegan products. They are made in PRC or People's Republic of China. These retail for 21 to 22 Singapore dollars each. But now the Black Friday sale is on, so I think they are retailing for about 17 or 18 Singapore dollars each. And if you get the whole bundle, there is a little bit of a discount. I am not exactly sure of the exact price. I will leave that information in the description box below. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is the 7 Seas shade, which is more like a green. So this is like a green yellow shift. This is how the packaging looks like. 7 Seas. And this is a very interesting color. I was not very interested in getting this color because this has more like a greenish yellow shift. So on this one also the multichromatic shift is very apparent. You can see it very clearly on shifting of lights. It shows very differently on the eyes. I am not a fan of these kind of a light green eyeliners, but actually turned out really nicely. I think with a good eye look or an appropriate eye look, this is going to look so pretty. So this one has like a dark green, light green, yellow, lime yellow kind of a shift. It's very pretty. And all the eyeliners, they are just so smooth. This one also is very smooth. It has a blue, green, yellow shift. It's just an amazing dramatic eyeliner. So if you're looking for something dramatic, something in the green blue zone, this is a really nice one. So is the next one, which is the shade Limelight, which is also in the blue green zone, but it doesn't really have a lot of yellow. So I was interested in buying this one, Limelight, than the other one. In fact, 7 Seas is the only eyeliner I think I was not interested in purchasing. but then I thought I liked 5 of them, so let me just get the bundle. So I got the bundle. So this is the next one, which is called Limelight. As I said, this is more of a blue green, so it is a dark blue, dark green, light green kind of a combo. This also has a teal effect to it. This is also so nice. This is like one of my favorite green eyeliners which I liked, because it has a very nice teal blue kind of a flip, green, teal blue, aqua blue flip. It looks amazing on the eyes. This one I think I love more. So if I would like to recommend 2 out of the ones I have, the 7Cs and this one, which is Limelight, I think I will recommend Limelight. This has a more deeper blue flip. The previous one has a lighter blue flip with a more yellow. This one doesn't have that much yellow. So that's why I prefer this one. Before we move on to the last 2 shades, let me tell you how long wearing these are. As I already mentioned before, the texture of these are not very creamy like a gel eyeliner. They are somewhere in between, not too creamy, not too stiff, glides on perfectly, and after a point they set on the eyes, even on the eyelids and the waterline, and I had a tough time removing them for the swatches. So when you are seeing the swatches, you have to know that it was quite a task removing these eyeliners and swatching one after another. So these are really long wearing on the eyes. Even with micellar water, they don't come off as easily. They are quite waterproof to some extent. I have tested them underwater. I have seen that if you are rubbing for probably 10 or 15 seconds, 15-20 seconds rather, then they are going to come off. Even if you are rubbing it once or twice, they are not going to come off. They are pretty resistant. Underwater on the eyes also, they lasted me very nicely, 5-6 hours easily, and they are easier to take off with oil based makeup removers. So they are really long wearing. So I was happily surprised, and they didn't cause any irritation on the eyes. Even I have applied them on the waterline. I didn't feel any kind of irritation, but for you I would definitely recommend do a patch test if you have purchased any of these eyeliners before you apply on the eyes. Check the ingredients out if you are sensitive to any of the ingredients, so please do keep that in mind. Okay, next, moving on to the next shade. It's called Solaris. This is how the packaging looks like. This is also a shade which I was highly interested in, along with the first one, Tourmaline. This is more of a neutrally shade, so this is a coppery, like a coppery greenish bronze, I would say. This also has elements of like a lime green, but it is more copper. It's very hard to describe this one. This is like a bronzy, coppery, red, green flip. It has elements of all of them, like brown, red, copper, bronze. It's very interesting. This also looks so nice on the eyes because this has a very neutral tone, and in certain lights only you can see that bright green flip or that bright yellow flip. So this also has a very neutral feel to it with some smoky eye, or just like that also you can wear this one and it will give you a nice effect on the eyes. So this one also I really liked, which is the shade Solaris. So if you're looking for the neutral tones, the Tourmaline shade and the Solaris shade are more on the neutral side, which will not look too multichromatic or stark on the eyes. Complete opposite is the next one which I am showing you, which is the shade Sea Sparkle. This is a aqua blue kind of a shade. This one also doesn't have like a crazy multichromatic effect. It has a very nice aqua blue, deep blue, silver kind of a flip, but it's not something too stark. You won't see something too multichromatic, not too many shifts in the shades. So this is also a very wearable shade. If you are looking for subtle multichromes, this is also a very nice one, and I love these kind of aqua shades, especially for the waterline. These kind of light shades, light shimmery shades for the waterline, they look amazing. So this is also one shade I will recommend if you want something lighter. So this one and the one which I showed you, the Night of Creation, which was the second one which I showed you. These two are more subtle multichromatic ones. The other four are all multichromes. They shift in a lot of ways and they look quite dramatic on the eyes. One shade which I'm missing in this collection, I would say, is like a deep blue, royal blue with a bronzy shift or like a taupey shift, or a pink, maybe like a deep purple magenta color. So those kind of shades are not in this collection. Those are the only 6 shades which are there in the collection. So I hope that in future there are further shades like this, and I hope there are other brands which do these kind of multichrome eyeliners. They are super fun. There are so many people who love eyeshadows, but they are not very comfortable with multichrome eyeshadows. Multichromatic eyeliners, which are something they can try. These are so much fun, and they can amplify and amp up your look for any special occasion. So I will definitely highly recommend these ones from Kaleidos Makeup. Do let me know if you are interested in trying these kind of multichrome eyeliners. If you have any questions or comments, then please put them in the comment section below. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you're watching for the first time, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again really soon in my next video. Bye.